Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today, we are going to continue with the same chapter that we have started, and we have seen few points from the same chapter in the last two videos. The name of the chapter is Constituents of Food. So, today we are going to see some more points in this chapter. So, let's begin with the explanation and see that which all points we are going to cover in today's video. This part of the video, we are going to cover micronutrients that we have discussed in the last video. So what it means micronutrients, I have explained you. Yes, it means the small nutrients that are required by the body. They should not be contained in an excessive amount. So they are vitamins and minerals. And even we are going to study about a balanced diet and nourishment and malnutrition. So let's begin with the explanation and see each point one by one. Beginning with vitamins and minerals. So in addition to the macronutrients, what are macronutrients? Yes, I have taught you in the last video. It means that they should be consumed in a more amount. Their proportion should be more as compared to the other constituents. So we need certain food constituents in very small quantities. Macronutrients, they should be consumed in more amount. Micronutrients means they should be consumed in the less amount. So these micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. So these are the micronutrients that should be consumed in a less amount. So they are vitamins and minerals. With vitamins, we have seen many advertisements on television that are showing that these particular tablets are having vitamins, so you should consume in your daily diet, or you should have it in your daily basis. Or we have seen many health drinks that are having proteins, vitamins. So if you are consuming Horlicks, Bonvita, Complan, Boost, you may come to know with the description that is given on the jar that which all constituents are present in that particular powder, and accordingly you consume it. The different vitamins are named using the letters of the alphabet, for example A, B, C, D, E and K. So they are the most important vitamins that have been required by the body. Although we need vitamins in very small quantities, but if it lacks or if there is a deficiency of the vitamins in the body, it is going to have a serious disorders in the body. That means its consequences will be very dangerous for the body. So though they are required in the small amount, but they should be consumed in a proper way and in a right proportion. Let's take an example. If a person's body is lacking or is having a deficiency of vitamin A, then its results would be that a person may suffer with the night blindness, and it could be a very long period, and after certain period of time the person can become blind also. If the person is having a deficiency of vitamin D, its results is weak and brittle bones. That means if you find such person that they when they fall, their bones get cracks easily. Why? Because their body is lacking with the deficiency of vitamin D. So vitamins give us the ability to resist with the disease, though they are consumed in small amount, but their power is more. We can say that the requirement by the body of vitamins is less, but they work out in a more manner, and it helps to boost the body, so it should be consumed properly. Otherwise its deficiency is going to give a serious disorders in the body. Next essential micronutrients that has been required by the body is minerals. And some of the example of minerals are iron, calcium, sodium and potassium that are very essential for the body. Though they are needed in a very small quantities, but they have an important part to play in all the necessary functions of our body. That means our body works out with the help of these minerals, and certain functions in the body are done by these presence of minerals in the body. So it is very essential that though they are consumed in a less amount, but it should be consumed for the proper functioning of the body. Take an example of iron. It is very essential for our body. Why? Because it's help us to carry out the oxygen to different parts of the body. If you have seen advertisement on television about iodized salt, that is Tata salt or any other salt, why it contains iodine? So that we should not lack with any of the constituents of the body. And why salt is put as in the form of taste? Because it should be consumed in a smaller amount. So if there is a deficiency of iron in the blood, then the body does not get proper supply of oxygen. That means body cannot pass on oxygen to other parts. And what will happen then? Then one may feel constantly weak and tired and cannot do the activities throughout the day. So this condition is called as anemia. And the calcium that is present in minerals makes our bones strong to fight with different disease and injuries. So, all kinds of fruits, vegetables, green leafy vegetables, sprouted pulses, their skins, and bran of cereals and pulses are all sources of vitamins and minerals. So, that is why we should consume them. And what will happen? So that your body will function it in a proper manner. That is why, as far as possible, we should consume the fruits with their skins rather than removing the skin and having the fruit. We should not sift the flour and throw away the bran that contains vitamins and minerals that are required for the body. So, what we should do? We should not sift the flour and throw away the bran. There is a question in your textbook on page number 100. Can you tell? What are the preparations that are served as midday meals in schools? Now, government had started this scheme so that at least the child should come to school and take primary education. So, what is the thing? The child is given a midday meal in the school, wherein the child who are not able to earn their livelihood, that means the parents whose livelihood is not satisfactory, so a kind of a motivation to the children to come to school and at least take a education at primary level and have the food. So this kind of scheme started by government is a kind of motivation for the children who are not able to come to school or attend the school, and they are spending their times or earning their daily livelihood. So, in this midday meal, they have been served with roti or chapati with some of the vegetables along with it. Sometimes it is dal and rice, it is khichdi with different kinds of pulses in it, and a small sweet or a fruit is being served in this midday meal, so that a child should get a proper diet, a nourished diet. And the diet which the child is consuming should have all the constituents of food in it. So, the purpose is to just provide a child with proper, nourished, and balanced diet so that the growth and development of a child takes place in a proper manner and child could focus on their studies. The next point is a balanced diet. Now, here is one question. What do we tell about ourselves when we say I'm fit and fine? If someone will ask you question that how are you? What you reply in return? That yes, I'm fit, I'm fine, thank you. So what it means, what is the answer to your question is that being fit and fine means that you are healthy, you are strong, you are having a capable strength and energy to focus on your study, to play different games, and to carry out your daily routine or any of the activities, tasks quite easily. So that means what? Your body is growing in a proper manner and you can focus your mind on the activities that you are doing. You are not falling often ill, and every now and then sickness can reduce your capacity to fight against any of the activities. And when you fall continuously ill, so what happens? The capacity of the body reduces because the disease can attack easily, the body becomes weak, and you need to cope up with that. You require lots of stamina. So how you can make this stamina? By having a proper balanced and nourished diet, and this will help you to cope up, to come out with all the activities that you are doing in your day to day life. All wish to be in a good health. No one feel like falling sick or ill. And how is it possible that you can maintain your good health? By getting a proper nourished diet. And how is it possible? When your body will get all the different constituents of the food, such as carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals in a right proportion, then automatically your body will become strong and can help you to do different activities in a proper manner. So, whenever you're consuming a diet, you should see that it provides you all the right constituents in a proper amount, and then only we can say it as a balanced diet. We all feel like eating burgers, pizzas, french fries, and many other things, but it should be consumed in a smaller amount and occasionally. If you form these things as a habit, it is going to affect your health. So if you feel like having such things in future, you should see that you are not consuming it often. It should be occasionally, so that it cannot affect your health, and should be consumed in the form of a taste purpose, not to have like a diet. So that if you have it as a diet, definitely you're not going to have your meal that consists of constituents, and that is a requirement for your growth and development. So we should see that we should have a balanced diet in our daily life. We have discussed about balanced diet, nourished diet that consists of all the constituents, and we have studied these in this particular videos. So a food should have these constituents. So what is the purpose of each constituents? Just see in this slide. Carbohydrates and fats provide energy giving foods. That means it keeps energy in your body to do different tasks. Proteins help to body building. That means when you consume protein diet, so what will have, it will help you to make your body strong enough to fight against disease. And next is vitamins and minerals. So food necessary for bodily processes and resistance to diseases. That means vitamins and minerals, when they're consumed in a small amount, but still it protects the body from different diseases, as well as it helps for the functioning of the internal organs in the body. The smooth functioning of internal organs takes place when you consume these micronutrients in a right amount. Last part of the chapter is nourishment and malnutrition. Now, nourishment, we know that our body requires a balanced diet. Then what is malnutrition? So let's see what it means. See, our body requires a well nourished, a balanced diet, and it should contain with the different food constituents that should also be in the right quantity. One should not be consumed in an excessive or in the less amount. So if a person's diet lack with some of the constituents with over a long period of time, then a person's body does not nourishes properly. So in return, the growth may not take place proper, or the person may not be capable to fight against any of the diseases. So this in results causes malnutrition, and malnutrition has serious consequences for the person's health. It can affect the body in a very dangerous manner. For example, if a person does not get enough amount of carbohydrates and proteins, then what is the result? The person's growth may be stunted. That means the person may not grow up till the height that has been required. The growth may stop, and the person may feel constantly weak and tired, cannot cope up with the activities that are being required, or cannot focus on the studies, games, or any other task whatever is being required. And deficiency of vitamins or minerals can cause some specific disorders in the body. So even this is a great problem. When a person's body lack with these constituents, its results are dangerous, and its result could be throughout the life. You cannot come out with this after the time has gone. So it is very essential that we should consume all the constituents that have been required by the body in a right amount. There are some misconceptions, that means a wrong thinking, a wrong mindset among the people about diet. So if a child eats too much of chocolates, sweets, cakes, desserts, fried stuffs, and many other things, so what will happen? The body grows into obesity. That means a fatness grows in the body, and some people think that the child is healthy, and the child is having a proper nourished diet, and that is why the child is healthy. But this is a wrong thing. The child has gained the weight because of the excessive amount of fats that is not been required by the body. That means a slim person cannot be healthy. It's not like that. You should consume a proper balanced diet to keep your body fit and fine. But if you eat only one kind of food stuff, then what is going to happen? Then your body may not get all the necessary constituents that have been required. Suppose if you take an example of potato, you like potato vegetable now and then, and you may like to have in all the three meals. So that is a wrong thing. You should consume all the pulses, dals, vegetables, and and you should consume it in a proper amount. So what will happen? That your body will get all the constituents that are required. So such a person, if you see that a person who likes only one kind of food stuff may become a malnourished person. So it is very important that you consist your diet with all the constituents that are been required by the body in right proportion. Always remember one thing, it is better to eat freshly food items that will make a balanced diet. A balanced and a nourished diet with all the food constituents that have been required by the body in right proportion will help you for your proper growth and development. Rather than snacks or tempting ready-made food products will affect your health. At present, you may not feel its consequences, but its results are going to be seen in future. It may, if you consume it in a greater amount, it can result in obesity or many other health issues. So it is better to have freshly prepared food items that have been prepared at home. Try to consume homemade food items so that it cannot affect your health. In this part of the video, we have seen what are the essential micronutrients that have been required by the body. Though they are small in quantity, but they should be consumed in the right proportion. And if it lacks with the deficiency, what are its results? We have seen what is a balanced diet. And along with that, we have seen nourishment and malnutrition. Both are the different concepts. Nourishment means a proper balanced diet and a healthy body, whereas malnutrition means a person lacking with the diet and with the constituents that have been required by the body. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. Bye bye. Here we end with our chapter number 19. I hope you have understood the chapter. Follow the diet so that you can grow in a proper, healthier manner. Thank you once again. Take care. Bye bye.